Hi. Okay, let's have a look at this question that you sent through. I'm going to go through each step slowly, and I'm also going to go through the names of things just in case you need a reminder. So we've got 6x cubed plus 2x squared plus 4x, and it's all over 2x. So on top here we have the thing called the numerator, and on the bottom we have the denominator. And we also have a look at a few other things. So we can notice that on the top, in the numerator, we have 3 separate terms. Okay, 3 separate terms, and on the bottom we only have 1 term. We know that there are 3 separate terms because they are separated by a plus sign, and it also applies to if they were separated by a minus sign. So if it's separated by a plus or a minus sign, then they are separate terms. If it was separated by a multiplication or division sign, we would consider it 1 term. So now we go on to our next step, and I can see immediately looking at that numerator that there is a common factor that needs to be taken out. And you need to look for this first. So before doing any other steps, before trying to just jump to the answer, we always see if there is a common factor that can be extracted out of that set of terms. So I look at the numbers, the values, 6, 2, and 4. The highest common factor there is the value of 2. And then I look at x cubed, x squared, and x, and I can see that the highest common factor there is going to be x. And so now what I do is I remove those or divide them from the terms that I have. So 6 divided by 2 is 3. X cubed divided by x is x squared, plus 2 divided by 2 is 1. You can include it or not, but anything multiplied by 1 remains the same. And x squared divided by x is x. And the plus stays there. 4 divided by 2 is 2. X divided by x is 1. Again, I can include it, but 2 multiplied by 1 would just leave me with 2 anyway, so I can leave it as is. Now, don't forget that the denominator remains there. Now what I can do is I can remove, or I can divide this coefficient of the bracket and the denominator, because now I'm dealing with a single term as the numerator and a single term as the denominator, because remember I said if something is separated by either a multiplication sign or a division sign, it is considered 1 term. There's still 3 separate terms inside the bracket, but for now the entire numerator is considered 1 term, which means I can go ahead and divide. And I'm going to divide, I'm just going to make a note here on the side. I'm going to say 2x divided by 2x is going to give me 1. So anything, again, multiplied by 1 leaves me with just the answer. So I can just have 3x squared plus x plus 2. Now if I have a look at that, I can see, oh, this has got 3 terms, which means that we name it a trinomial. 3 terms in an expression is a trinomial. But, and this is only because I've done quite a few trinomials, I can see that this isn't actually a trinomial I can solve by simple factorization. So normally with a trinomial I would go equals, I would have 2 brackets, and I would find the factors of 3 and I'd find the factors of 2, and then I would construct my brackets so that if I multiplied them out, I would land up with the same expression. You're welcome to try. You're welcome to go through the different factors and see if you can find any to solve that. Depending on the grade that you're in and what the question is asking, there is a formula that you can use when you cannot apply normal factorization in order to solve that expression. But that really depends on the question, and it depends on the grade that you're in and whether you've learnt it. For those who are aware and do want to go ahead and use it, you should be familiar with a formula of minus b over 2a. And so if that is something that applies to you, you're welcome to go ahead and do that. But otherwise, if that's not familiar to you, then this is your answer. And so that is in a simplified form in terms of factorizing, if you are not familiar with this formula.